Hi, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
Norm, we are in the new office.
It's my new home. I sold all those Star Wars posters.
And we got this.
And we got a beige, pinkish wall.
And with some weird holes.
Yep, and also we got some C-stands and some mic stands.
Why is it called a C-stand, Norm?
Because the leg props out like a C. It's the third leg. The mythical.
That's not what I thought the third leg was.
Oh, okay. Well, this is our new set. It's still evolving. It's
evolving is that we're unpacking, is what you mean.
Exactly.
We're not evolving. This isn't Microsoft. We're not business speaking in the valley.
But products must be quick looked.
Yes.
So we have this.
I've had this for several weeks now, and I've been using it while I play games on my Xbox. It is the Elgato Game Capture HD. And what it is an HDMI capture device. So we've tested some devices that are like this before, like the Hauppauge HD PVR and the Roxio Game Capture, whatever. That one wasn't very good because it's 480p. The HD PVR was quite good, but the software was kind of janky. This is interesting because it's the first one I've used that'll capture HDMI for around $200.
Now, when you say game capture device, what you mean is typically you could plug like a game console, DVD player, a cable box to your TV, and you have either component cables or HDMI.
Yes.
If you want to capture that signal, stuff that's being processed from your console, onto like your PC, you need an intermediary.
You need a device that will grab that content, encode it, usually in H.264, on the device, and then pipe it across a USB bus into some software on the PC or Mac, as the case may be.
And that is this device. So there's no storage in this box.
There's nothing inside it at all but some circuit boards and whiz-bangery. But basically the way it works is you plug it in, Xbox goes on the inside, TV goes on the outside. HDMI all the way through. If you're using the PS3, because it does HDCP encryption, you have to use the component adapter, which it provides as well.
Okay.
So you can do up to 1080i on either console. It'll also work with the iPad, but I didn't actually test that.
But the out is always HDMI.
The out is always HDMI, and the pass-through was pretty low latency from just a timing perspective. Like you didn't lose any, you didn't have any built-in lag or anything like
what's
that.
Happening,
it worked reasonably well.
What's happening then is, for example, the PlayStation 3 of games rendered, signal comes in here, it's actually being processed in here, compressed in H.264, and then piped out in two ways. HDMI to your TV, with basically no lag.
Undetectable,
unperceivable lag.
I did a bunch of stuff to see if I could figure it out. Didn't have anything that was obvious.
And then also being piped up on USB 2.0 to your PC or Mac.
Right. So what the PC does with that information is it gives you like a TiVo-like buffer of gameplay. So you start the software when you start playing the game, go over to your Xbox, play the Xbox or PS3, and then when you get done with your game session, you shut down the console, go back to the PC, and you have a video recording, assuming your hard drive is big enough, of the entire gameplay session.
So it'll just keep on filling,
it just keeps recording. Video. And then if you want to save it, you go to the part that you want to start saving, go to the part that you want to end saving, and press the red button to record, and it just transfers into a more permanent file.
And this is just with the Elgato software, right?
Yeah, it's free software, comes with the device. I tested the PC version because I have a much bigger PC than I have a Mac. And like most video capture software, it's a little bit kind of, I don't want to say janky, but it's very custom UI elements. The window Chrome doesn't look right. It doesn't fit the kind of Windows look and feel that you're used to. And it did cause me to lose footage a couple of times. I thought I was saving something. I really was stopping a recording, whatever. It's not exactly the most intuitive software I've ever used.
You press record, play your game, cross your fingers, hope to save it, and then you kind of bracket out the time session you want to record.
Usually what I did was just bracket out the entire session, and then I would go back into the editing component of the software, which is also included, and chunk out just the bits and clips that I wanted. And then from there, it was really easy to post them to various video services. I was dumping them on YouTube, which seems like the most smart place to put those, and it's literally idiot-proof. You press publish to YouTube, it says what's your username and password.
But you can also,
what do you want to call it, and do you want it to be public or private, and it zaps it up there. It'll even go longer than 15 minutes if you have a YouTube account that supports longer than 15 minutes of gameplay.
But you can also save it to desktop.
Save it to desktop.
Later, using Final Cut or iMovie or something.
It was easy to import into iMovie. I didn't try Windows Movie Maker because I'm using Windows 8 and it's not included in there yet. But you can, getting it into a common format like an H.264, MP4 format was really, really easy. I think you used like the iPad setting, which was 1080p video, basically.
So like the Xbox, for example, outputs at 720p, and this will save 720p video.
Yeah, so you save native 720p video. It'll go up to 1080i if you're using the PS3 component cables. It doesn't do 1080p. And it does encode H.264 on the device before putting it to the hard drive. So you're looking at like a gig an hour for storage. So if you have a 1 terabyte hard drive, you can store a whole lot of video before you run out of space.
So the video you captured, like for example the Xbox, was smooth? Any hitches in the frame rate?
So I was playing Spelunky, which is a side-scrolling kind of roguelike. It's a relatively fast game, at least the way I play it. And no frame rate hitches, no pauses, no problems at all with that. The video looked really, really good. And the nice thing about the software is even though the interface is a little janky, it makes it really easy to make sure you capture the thing that you want to capture without having to always be recording and deleting files. Yeah. I really like this kind of PVR metaphor for this type of capture hardware. It makes it really easy to get exactly what you want.
You're not going back and forth between your game console and your PC and clicking record, do something cool, stop, and...
As long as you get in the habit of starting the software before you start playing, then if something magic happens while you're playing Call of Duty or whatever, it'll be there. You can always pull that out. When you throw the knife up in the air and it goes across the map and gets the guy on the first round of the game, you got it captured. It's there forever.
So that's how they do it on YouTube.
It's a 1 million view video on YouTube. One thing we should note, it's not very good for live streaming. So I hooked up XSplit, which is what most people seem to be using for live streaming PC games and some console games if you have the right capture hardware. It didn't work well at all. For that because of the lag. When the video is displayed in the Elgato software on the PC, it usually lags at least 5 or 10 seconds behind the actual gameplay. So you can't play the game while you're watching your PC. You actually have to be watching on a TV or with the HDMI.
And the frame rate on the PC isn't smooth.
It's real low, 15, 20 frames a second in some cases. This doesn't capture at 60 frames a second, it's only 30 frames a second, which is a big deal for some games, but really, I think for $200, you're not gonna get 60p capture for quite a while. So I think it's a really good device. If you want to do live streaming, probably more the Hauppauge HD PVR, which is a more live input device and is supported in things like XSplit. At some point in the future, XSplit may support this device natively.
As a webcam.
As a webcam. They haven't said yet whether that's going to happen or not. I don't even know if the hardware is capable of it, but I would assume it is.
All right, so it's $200 on sale now. It's Elgato Game Capture HD.
I think it's pretty rad. For Tested, I'm Will.
I'm Norm.
See you guys later.
Bye.